This is WNYW-TV Fox 5 New York. It's 7 o'clock. Have your kids done their homework yet?
Live from WNYW Fox Channel 5 in New York.
This is Fox News at 7. Good evening, everybody. I'm Maury Porter. Today is what's happening on the Fox News at 7 on this Tuesday evening, October 11, 1988. A non-profit group overseeing the creation of 1,000 apartments for low-income families in New York City has raised more than 30% at the total cost of $25 million from corporate investors, officials of the group say. The corporations will earn a profit from their investment of their former federal tax credits, which they created in 1986 to finance low-income housing. The $25 million was raised by the non-profit company. The local initiative supports corporation as the maximum available under federal guidelines. The non-profit company has announced that it has reached its goal at reduced coverage today in Brooklyn with Mayor Koch and city housing officials. It also announces that news coverage in Los Angeles and Kansas City that raised an additional $25 million for the tax credit program to help finance low-income housing in California, Missouri, Minnesota, and other states. We have reached a critical milestone. Paul Scrogan, the president of the local initiative, supports the Senate interview. That trick here to the market what for all these companies with very unorthodox investment. This is a very encouraging sign, but I think we can build on it. The New York effort first proposed in June 1987 calls for the support of a corporation to help finance housing that will be built and owned by 10 non-profit community development groups in Manhattan, Brooklyn, and the Bronx. The money raised from the private corporations combined with 1% loans from the city government will completely pay for the housing. The local groups will be created a total of 1,000 apartments by rebuilding an abandoned city-owned structures. 10% of new units will go to homeless families.
All ages. I have had students from 4 to 80.
Those Met fans who are looking for a parking lot at Shea Stadium, shut out, as the man who oversees parking at Shea Stadium is the first to admit that the traffic before and after Met games is an ordeal. That is why he tries to be the first to arrive at 6 a.m. in the morning. Once again, yesterday, parking at Shea proved almost as competitive as the game on the field. The parking official, Robert Trombino, said he was sympathized with motorists who were cooped up in their coops and stalled in station wagons. Some shouted at pivots. Some plotted survival strategies, but most seemed only to sit and wait. It's coming half an hour before I get to where the car is, and Darren Mazzoni of Yonkers pointed at the car directly in front of him. Too many fans. Officials dream of increasing in the average speed around Shea from that of a caterpillar to say of a tortoise. No one dares venture the hare. New gates have been open to the lot. More cars that did not in the main lot. Mr. Trombino said, but he said, traffic remains at a quality because Shea is the contrast to other stadiums and from that area. How few answers does it exist for traffic, and Met fans think that they have had it. 50 minutes after a slow moving minute on the funnel-like access roads around Shea Stadium. Consider their opponents. One Los Angeles resident spent 90 minutes just getting into Dodger Stadium for the second game in the National League playoffs last week. And if that only takes 30 minutes, and muscle band fans who left the game early were seen lifting their cars over for others, blocking their way out. At Shea yesterday, Mr. Trombino said the biggest problem was a severe space shortage. The main parking field, which is run by a Kinney system incorporated under a contract with the city, has 54 spaces. Mr. Trombino said, but it doubles a lot of commuters, so 3,000 spaces were filled long before the fans being against Raymond. Yesterday, he said that meant that the Met fans had to scatter empty space in the roads to park cars off the fence with no help from the attendants. Repeated calls to Kinney's main office in Manhattan and his office at Shea went out returned yesterday. The roads leading to Shea contributed to delays. Mr. Trombino said with its single-like entrances, a single lane to the stadium is like the small end of the funnel and takes a very little of traffic back up. Mr. Trombino said. A swindle in which criminals jammed subway turnstiles and retrieved deposited tokens in resident in New York City, and a series of photographs taken with a hidden camera tripped by remote control at 116th Street and Broadway Station on I-18. Number 1 lineup suspect is shown as he tapped with a turnstile and he's eventually arrested by transit police. In the top photograph, the suspect wearing a hooded parka uses the tools to jam in his token slot and force tokens that have fallen coin return slot. As a passenger's token becomes stuck. Second photograph, the suspect helps him find the turnstile and retrieves the token for resale. In the third photograph, the suspect is confronted by an undercover transit officer, Fernando Prieto, who chases him. Fourth photograph, off camera, the suspect is caught by Officer Mario Sanders. In the fifth picture, the suspect and officers retrieve the tools in the scheme. The suspect, who was not identified, was charged with temporary criminal possession of stolen property and larceny, which is in the petty theft. He was willing to his own reconnaissance. In Twinsburg, New York, the day after local officials snapped Bill Aubie's proposal to less safe to build apartments and a shopping center on farmland that borders this tiny upstate village. Something curious happened in a hog farm suddenly appeared on Mr. Aubie's land, just off the Moying north-south road in the village. Mr. Aubie, a 52-year-old contractor who grew up in the Finger Lakes region and now lives most of his life in Florida at his time, said he hadn't planned for months to build his hog pen and follow the tradition of his father and grandfather who were hog farmers in this area. Mr. Aubie's critics contend, however, that the fence pen with its 4 junk vans and a half-bird school bus is a nice one, to that Mr. Aubie is using his leverage to force the village to annex his land and eventually to let him build his development. It's fake mail, said Jules Dubert, a sociology professor at Ithaca College who has lived in Twinsburg for 20 years. The question now is whether the town governor will look up to this kind of pressure. Board members in a village edits town of Ulysses, which includes Twinsburg, will vote on the annexation November 21st as a gesture of goodwill. Pending the votes, Mr. Aubie removed all 4 dozen hogs 2 months ago, but for the 3,000 residents of the village, the empty hog farm is still a vivid symbol of the pressure to develop this largely rural area. Under Mr. Aubie's proposal, the village would add 30.5 acres of the land so that its entire 52-acre parcel will be within the village project and thus be eligible for that.
What do you have there? The $1 million. There you go.
Leonia, New Jersey, 22 workers at the electrical company were stricken by fumes from a spilled chemical yesterday, most of them after an evacuation order was ended by, and they re-entered the building. Officials said fumes that apparently were trapped in the air ducts and a few locked offices escaped. And the offices were reopened and employees were overcome by dizziness, nausea, and breathing difficulties, said Chief Anthony Dunn of the Leonia Fire Department. A second evacuation was ordered, he said, soon afterward all 320 employees at this. But Culty semiconductor products and equipment were sent home as initial round of air sampling that had found the building safe. Not including the locked offices, Chief Dunn said. After they came out to the second time, they started dropping like dominoes. 2 or 3 here, 2 or 3 there. The chief said the 22 workers were taken to Englewood Hospital, Hackensack Hospital, and Holy Name Hospital in Teaneck. They were treated and held for observation, but not in the word. Seriously ill, officials at the hospital said. The incident began about 10 a.m. when a worker carrying a 1-gallon bottle of a chemical solvent drank from the ravine, slipped and fell into a first floor storage room in the 3rd story. Building collecting was a chemical to clean electrical parts. The company manufactured sensors for aircraft. 5 employees were stricken immediately after the spill, which is followed by the evacuation law. The authorities said while the workers were outside, the hazardous material response unit at the Ridgefield Fire Department took their samples due to the storage room of the 2nd and 3rd floors. The commander of the monitoring units at the highest level of tranquility obtained rate from 65 to 100 parts per billion in the spill area. According to the United States Coast Guard, battle at hazardous chemicals, clean causes dying, and further nutrition nausea, breathing difficulties of nailed for 30 minutes at levels of 200 parts per billion. After battle was over, 3rd floor blaze began to clean up. Bill Ferguson were evacuated.
Drop everything for 5 days only. Drop everything you're doing. Get special choice.
Hannah Nussbaum is expected to be named today as a possible persecution witness against Joel D.P. Sandberg and the beaten death of Lisa Sandberg, law enforcement officials said yesterday. Officials close to the cause, and it was reported yesterday that Mr. Sandberg was being held without bail on records and was considered a replacement as lawyer, Eric D. London. Repeated calls to the Mr. London's office and residence was not returned. The judge in this case, acting Justice J. Wolfrock, has barred anyone involved in the case from discussing it with the press. Dick Oliver has report. Jury still elected to trial of Mr. Sandberg on charges of second-degree murder and begins today in the Supreme Court. Among Ms. Nussbaum, where prosecutors say was also badly beaten by Mr. Sandberg, will be included in a list of possible witnesses they will submit of Justice Ralph Wax.
Song lyrics is category.
A major piece of evidence, prosecutors say, is a long-staying exercise bar found in a Sandberg apartment. Ms. Nussbaum, 46 years old, has also been charged with a second-degree murder in the death of Lisa, the 6-year-old girl who she and Mr. Sandberg forced an acquired unlawful adoption, and they raised in a Reedwood village apartment. Like Mr. Sandberg, Ms. Nussbaum had never been indicted in Mormon and Morgan Valley. Manhattan District Attorney said he was considered to drop the charges against her on the ground that she too was a victim. Responded to an emergency 911 called the police and the Blitz crew found Lisa comatose in the Sandberg apartment on 14th East 10th Street early on November 2nd, 1987. She died 3 days later in the St. Vincent's Medical Center from what physicians said would be a traumatic blow to the head. When he called in the ambulance, Mr. Sandberg said that police had become ill after eating vegetables the night before. He told police that he called for help. He and Ms. Nussbaum spent the night trying to revive the girl after she choked and vomited. A second child, Mitchell, was 18 months old at the time, was found in on a 911 playpen, was taken away and returned to his natural mother. They arrested Mr. Sandberg, a criminal lawyer, and then spent this part. And Ms. Nussbaum, a former editor of Children's Random House, was highly publicized. There were Reports of associations of cults and drug abuse and allegations that both Lisa and Miss Nussbaum were repeatedly beaten for years. The death of Lisa and also rigged to trigger the investigation of state adoption regulations and reports that beatings of both Lisa and Miss Nussbaum were reported at force but were not vigorously pursued. For almost a year, Miss Nussbaum has been undergoing reconstructive surgery for psychiatric treatment for the efforts of repeated beatings she received. Prosecutors say at the hands of the Mr. Sandberg, although she was interviewed by Mr. John McCusker, the assistant district attorney, was to be the lead prosecutor against Mr. Sandberg. Her lawyer, Mary Schechter, said yesterday that she did not know whether she will be called as a witness against Mr. Sandberg. Justice Wafrock said last week that he expects a selection of 12 lawyers and jurors to talk about a month about the trial in another 3 months. Experts in criminal law and jury selection said Mr. Sandberg faces a difficult task in finding an impartial panel because the charges against him have been highly publicized and involved in the meaning and murder of a child. Justice Wafrock denied bail to Mr. Sandberg on June 13 all that time. After reading the minutes of the grand jury that indicted Mr. Sandberg, the judge declared that the defendant probably is guilty, probably being found guilty, and therefore probably will be sentenced to life imprisonment. He later dismissed Mr. Ledger's contention that it was willing and the statement will deny Mr. Sandberg a fair trial. Chicago Town apparently has expressed a desire to become a Muslim and will receive a new Muslim name on next February 26th dedication of a Nation of Islam mosque here at an official of the religious group said today. The official while Muhammad editor of the Muslim newspaper Final Call said that Louis Farrakhan, the leader of the Nation of Islam, has become chosen with a 6-year-old black girl who her family and ours was arrived in Chicago on Friday for a Muslim convention. It was unclear that where she was today. She lives in Virginia Beach, Virginia, a few miles from the nearest mosque in Norfolk. At a news conference on Saturday, Ms. Brawley rejected a New York grand jury report that said after a 7-month inquiry she had fabricated her story of abduction and sexual abuse by gang racist white men and white Jews. Falls New York ordered 4 days the last November. She refused to give details and answers any questions. Mr. Farrakhan, who had invited Ms. Brawley to the convention, told an audience at 10,000 on Sunday, and that he also rejected the grand jury findings that he about vengeance of those who he said attacked the girl. Will you rape my daughter? I will kill you. Dismember your body and feed it to the fowl of the air, he said. Halloween, Long Island, a 19-year-old man was charged with driving while impaired after his car spun out of control early today. It hit a utility pole, killed his twin brother, his elderly passenger. The man, Craig Boogie of Melville, who suffered a injuries, also was charged with speeding after the accident, which left Keith Vogel, the Boogie, dead.
Get 2 years, no cost maintenance.
Harrison archaeologist has sifted from the remnants of area, the largest known community of freed slaves in Westchester County. The find so far from the stone foundation house built in the 1850s have included shards of a ceramic pottery, a 1902 coin, a breast button of a uniform from the New York Central Harlem Railroad, and the bones of goats and calves. That discoveries are expected to help fill the gaps of a historical knowledge of this once impressive name, which was created by the 1700s by them went the tons breakers of evidence and had pistol and feed their slaves. The community continued until the 1930s when Hampton and jobs lured blacks elsewhere, and then the county began acquiring some land with its Virgin and Park system. Some of the descendants of the families now live in nearby White Plains. The excavation is being sponsored by a local developer will be soon transformed into the Rocky 23-acre plot and its $1 million homes at its peak. The 19th century black enclave covered some 400 acres out of about 190 people and 44 households in Harrison, as well as neighborhood North Castle and White Plains. Attention to the trend in recent years to the life and culture of freed blacks in such communities.
You land on that, get $1,000 for every consonant that's in the puzzle when you call a letter.
In Hartford, after more than
Or you can hop aboard the
3 years of arguments, motion of interest, a federal trial is set on beginning today for 5 people accused of the 1983 robbery of $7.1 million from Wells Fargo Depot. The 5 are accused of participating in the conspiracy to plot the robbery and transport the stolen cash not at the current and not robbery. The government contends that the robbery
This next round.
is the second largest in the United States history, was plotted by Los Batrados, a Puerto Rican nationalist group with a history of violence. The Federal Bureau of Investigation says that Wells Fargo guard was responsible for the September 12, 1983 robbery at the West Hartford Depot. The guard, Victor M. Drina, formerly of Hartford, is accused of tying up co-workers leading the capture of a car and fleeing to Cuba, where he is thought to be hiding. The trial of 9 other defendants was postponed after Judge D. Emmett Cleary of Federal District Court tossed out wiretap evidence that FBI had collected. The governance of Brianna willing to the 7 remaining defendants pleaded guilty last month during the jury selections of 2. Las Burrias Burrias and Paul Weinberg await sentenced, and the 5 left stand to trial. Juan Segura, Palmer, Carlos, Sayer, Suarez, Norman Ramirez, Salvador, Guabardo, Malando, Wimmer, and Antonio Comanche Negron. Highbridge, 2 police officers and a civilian were injured yesterday when a police car crashed with a car at Morris Avenue and 166th Street. The police said it was The first time less than a month and the civilian was injured in an accident involving a patrol car. The 3 men were taken to Columbia Presbyterian Medical Center where they had listed in stable condition with head, neck, and leg injuries, and police spokesman Detective Joseph Conville said the officers were divided as Walter Kresge, 26 years old, and Peter Gallagher, 23, both of the 44 precinct. The civilian Angel Martinez, 30 of 952 Sheridan Avenue in the Bronx was issued 2 summons for driving without a license and having an expired registration, the police said. The officers were responding to a radio call man with a gun in the Bronx. Officers arrested a suspect, Detective Conville said. On September 13th, police car speed and narrow in a chase and armed struck and injured Tevin Oliver, 10, and Anna Gonzalez, 13, both of West 141st Street. On September 18th, a patrol car responded to a call struck and injured for elderly pedestrians in Brooklyn Heights. One victim, Jenny Ramirez, 74, died. International News, the exile of Khmer rogue leaders, including Potpot, is necessary part of a settlement in the war in Cambodia involving nations including China, Vietnam, and the United States agreed. Yugoslavia's press is that a long development results of the political vacuum created by the President Tito's death in 1980. The strife has raised questions on the nation's direction, forced fires anger few in Brazil, where a 3-month fire in the Amazon included new farmland, a benefit that makes environmentally harmful deforestation difficult to prevent. Algeria's President Esquet time to institute programs that solve the nation's political crisis and he called for an end to the street violence. The Czech Prime Minister Lubomir Struggle was resigned and in his Zimbabwe seen an effort by the new Communist Party leader to install more an official in post. Chilean parties are seeking a leader to field of the presidential candidate and have begun work on a constitutional amendments that they hope to propose a military before the election scheduled for 1989. South African among races began voting and segregated the nationwide elections for local councils. The balloting will be test of a government effort to gain black participation and eliminate some regional power sharing. A military official in the UN declared that a solution to meet the nation's influence must be reached by the regional corporation. The statement was seen as a criticism of India.
With ridiculously low prices, like 4-star hotels.
Plutonium processor was shut down by the Energy Department at the Rocky Flats nuclear weapons plant near Boulder, Colorado because of safety problems. The largest corporate auction ever run by a United States company, Tenneco Incorporated, sold its entire oil and gas operations and expects to receive $7.3 billion in cash. Oil prices rose up after the statement by Saudi Arabia that would cut its production and OPEC nations did the same as benchmark rose 66 cents to $13.06 a barrel. A bitter paper workers' strike ended in main workers' strike and a walkout against the International Paper Company. The decision came after support from other paper unions. Locals did not materialize. Improvements for O'Hare Airport in Chicago, including more pay to attract better air traffic controls, were proposed by government team. Flights were restricted. Government doesn't control mistakes. Reform in Chicago has the system the name of a new head of housing and 40 Vince Lane who went to try the system in a laboratory of innovation. That of Congress may adjourn by the end of the week, finishing its business a little later than hope on more decorum than many had expected. People aren't getting utilization of 4 to 5% and accepting that annual price increase that ranges as normal as a variety of goods economic state. The public gives the title of the candidate to the way that they are running their presidential campaigns is late that they are incapable of producing new ideas to command in the office of the president. Michael Dukakis said home buyers should be allowed to individual retirement accounts for the first time down payments under a program to help young people become homeowners. George Bush is using new versions of his central themes like strict law enforcement to keep those issues alive and to keep his attack on Michael S. Dukakis fresh. Okay, sports time now. Alright, good evening everybody.
Location for RV sales, service, and accessories.
We have everything.
Right now, the Mets are in the
According to the
season is on the line as the Mets trail the Los Angeles Dodgers 3 games to as they take on the Los Angeles Dodgers at about 8 p.m. tonight. In Los Angeles, David Corner man for the Mets.
Properly adjust the mattress. It can minimize pain by relieving pressure.
In what basically was a compromise, a Bartolo Giamatti, the National League president, yesterday cut Jay Howell's suspension by 1 day, meaning that he will be eligible to pitch tonight in the 6th game of the National League. Clear in Los Angeles.
And it's great.
Giamatti was initially suspended Howell for 3 days for having him pine tar the glove in the 3rd game. Saturday reduced the penalty after 1.5 hour morning meeting in his office with the Dodger relief pitcher and Eugene was a lawyer for the Players Association. The meeting was 1 step short of an appeal which Howell could have made. In fact, the union often tries sometimes successfully to reach a compromise on a penalty without a formal appeal. The audit this year when Pete Rose and the Cincinnati manager appealed his 30-day suspension for shoving an umpire. Giamatti cut 3 days off the penalty. Howell's statement said that he decided Sunday night to appeal the suspension. However, he added he opted for the formal meeting rather than a prolonged and formal hearing. His interest of getting this matter beyond me and beyond my teammates as soon as possible. Orza said he notified Giamatti that Howell would appeal, but both sides were concerned about a formal hearing, so they agreed to a formal meeting. Kathleen felt that Howell's objective of the game was sufficient punishment, or as I said, we were requested a restatement in the medium. Giamatti rejected the proposal, but he granted a one-day reduction. Giamatti said that two favors into the decision. Howell's expression of remorse for violating the rule and the president's desire to not to damage the Dodgers severely.
2 ends.
After growing trophies and jobs the Mets in the last month of the season, the rookie's sudden prominence created a sense of his talent and motivation had come together to emerge with a red town in place. One minute 24-hour period that has become the most frustrating of his brief major league career. Jeffries found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he learned that all of his gifts in his balance boxes obscured the basic weaknesses limited and execute self-guard bunts in the 10th and 12th innings of the Sunday night's fourth game became a factor. The Mets lost that allowed the Dodgers to tie the National League Championship Series. Then years after the Mets had a reduced a 6-run deficit to 2-1 by the 8th inning, Jeffries became entangled in the play that helped preserve the Dodgers' lead.
Jesse.
Steve Sachs ran out of the batting cage, taking his bat with him and leaving his uniform shirt to the locker. You gotta wear your shirt. Manny Moore, the Los Angeles Dodgers coach, told him that people were starting to come in. Sachs wore a gray t-shirt, argued briefly, then raced to the clubhouse and returned a minute later. The gray uniform shirt partly buttoned and hanging over his pants. Put your shirt in! 7 minutes. Standing both behind the cage. Exasperated but not exhausted, Sachs shoved the shirt in his pants and stepped the batter's box, eagerly waiting to bat in the practice pitches of Mark Chris, the bullpen coach. Before him, Mike Marshall and Rick Dempsey off was batted loose, who was only 10 hours after they had finished a 12-inning, 4.5-hour fourth game of the National League playoffs batting practice. Was the last thing in the minds of the players, Dodgers and Mets alike. Don Williams, no bad practice, Sachs said, but he forced them out for people who were really dragging themselves off to work yesterday after. Haven't seen them watch the Sunday night game. Sachs, Dempsey, and Marshall, White, and Lord and Inger were taking bad practice. Bench, a couple of more. Right, alright, Sachs said to the crease, user the coach's dictate. Then a dozen strings later, one more curve, beat. One of the pitchers counted and then 3 who took batting practice figured in 2. 5 of the Dodgers runs in a 7-4 victory. Dempsey drove the first 2 runs with a 4th inning double and was scored on a double by Alfredo Griffin. Dempsey had later cracked the double. Marshall singled ahead of
I feel like I should.
Dempsey the first double and triple home in the last run in the 9th inning. Sachs led off the 5th with a single and 2 batting innings. Later, Kirk Gibson had a 3-1 home run.
So letters you would call like N, T. They're never there.
Excuse me? In Oakland, California, the final moments of the celebration were almost done. The players were allowing themselves final sips of champagne. The manager was called in a summer full of memories for the surrounding news media, and the general manager dressed in faded blue jeans, tennis shoes, and a shirt open in the collar. Where Stelton and a couple of reporters out of the thing and finally come together. Senny Elders, a former Marine and a former practicing attorney who carefully pioneered the Oakland Athletics and the best team in the American League was clearly not best. In a post-game toast on Sunday afternoon, he seemed more like a distant observer of a centerpiece, more likely than a fan who was snugged in and a man who was moved to that. Lifted the team from 81 victories in 1971 4 victories a pennant in 1988. Austin quickly accepted a congratulations handshake that followed Oakland's 4-game sweep of the Boston American League Championship Series and kept talking with his moment of glory that as much as Jose Canseco and Tony Lewis are betting a lot others to bask in it.
Nothing beats my wave.
You want big savings?
Whereas Pulp football ratings, Miami, Florida ranked first place. Tonight, the New York Knickerbockers and New Jersey Nets square off at the Meadowlands Arena.
3% on this Kenmore washer dryer.
Lawrenceville, Georgia, Atlanta Falcons suffered a seizure and died early yesterday, and 40 said that cocaine was the public cause of the death. The Gwinnett County Medical Examiner Joseph Albertson said cocaine has been found in the samples of blood and urine and taken from the body of David Quildu. Our defense Falcons special teams Captain, we are drug-related death. Director Bryan said we have initially isolated cocaine in the samples that we took from the body. Dr. Merton said that the initial screen indicated only that cocaine was present in Quildu's body. The concentration of the drug will not be known until tests are completed by a state laboratory, perhaps by the Cat of the Week. Dr. Burton said Quildu, 29 years old, was pronounced dead at 3:30 a.m. at Joan Bonzi Memorial Hospital in Duluth, near the Falcons Gwinnett County Training Facility. Dr. Burton said Quildu's wife, Folly, had emergency room personnel that Quildu suffered seizure while to drinking cocaine mixed with water or juice only after the Falcons lost to the Los Angeles Rams 3-0 here Sunday.
A frightening situation.
Falcons officials said Quildu always tested negative for the process of drugs in the National Football League drug screening program. We're extremely shocked and started here that the death may have been drug related.
Cooperate.
He had never had any previous drug problems on our nose and had never tested positive for any NFL substance checks, which makes this News to this most surprising to those who know David. Rankin M. Smith said, and another team official said, Crowder had been experiencing emotional difficulties the past week, but declined to elaborate. In addition, the official said Crowder had an emotional reunion with his father. For one, he been separated from most of his life. A member of the Crowder family who answered a phone call to his home yesterday confirmed that Crowder's father had been attended Sunday game and the two later met. Jim Everman, a spokesman for the NFL, declined to confirm that the Falcons' statement and a Crowder's drug test. Everman said the league's confidentiality policy forbids that. Boys of any drug tested information unless a player tests positive for drugs more than once. Today, Wayne Lucas stable as snake bit these days, and a snake doing the divine and wears a belt silks and a cherry red cap. Blog of recent major New York races continues, largely of uncanny string of victories and horses wearing the black and cherry of the Yorkton Phipps stable over those handled by the usually invisible Lucas Steamroll adds to the strongest season by the private American stable since the Guardians and Common Farm 4 years ago in the lease, a temporary drill and the Lucas team on hold on postseason championships and awards. Age, sex, and distance and footing have made no difference on the recent dominance by the Phipps family horses raised by Chuck McCoffey, although he's sent out by Rain and Jeff Lucas. August 3rd, Bristol wins her 10th star without defeat, beating Coach and Whitney Handicap. August 12th, Cadillac and wins the Boundary Stakes for older Spintic fillies as the last year's championship 3-year-old fillies. Such is that finishes last for Lucas. August 14th, Big Boy wears Dan Stevens to win the Burround on Burdick Handicap in the grass. September 10th, Personal Time beats Lucas Kentucky Derby winner winning colors by 3/4 of a length in the Massachusetts State. August 1st, Easy Gore wins the Cotton Stakes by 3 lengths at a true finish is spread for the Lucas. August 9th, Miami. Yet another defeated McCoffey training wins the 6th star by Trent and Gulak in the Valsburg. McCoffey's horses now 111 Grade 1 stakes races this year. One more than Charlie Whittingham's kill for a stable and 2 more than the Lucas team that is a monumental achievement considered a pull of talent from the which he training draws. Okay, now we're winning now, Nick Gregory. Take away Nick. Okay, thank you, Colin Morian. Curve right now. Current conditions at 7 p.m. reports at 6 in Central Park again in LaGuardia and in Titterboro and Newark, 59 in JFK, 56 out in White Plains. Over in Innisfil, it's 59, also 59 in Bridgeport and 60 out in New Haven. Weather-wise, around in the nation today. Brisk winds from the northwest sent cold air into the Great Lakes and the northeast during the next 2 days. Skies were clear along the coast as dry air rushed in beyond a cold front. Farville and moisture circulating around the intense low pressure in eastern Canada from draining in abundant clouds from Michigan to New England. Scattered showers fell over the region, but as much colder events as snow showers came more common down when the land. 7 inches of snow, possible and heavy snow squalls across northern Michigan as shifting winds blew over the west over western New York and northwest Pennsylvania last night and tonight. Occasional snow showers will be wide on the ground over hilly terrain. Waterfalls and thunderstorms will form in the lakes as warm surface air rises slowly near the colder area above. Temperature average about nearly 20 degrees below normal for Wednesday across the region. High pressure over southern Canada will sponsor sunny, cool days including cold nights in the Dakotas and the Middle West. Record low temperatures are expected tonight and tomorrow night. Sunny dry will continue in the west and usually warm air sinking from 55 degrees to west continents from northern California to Montana. Line temperature climbing about 10 degrees above normal. Wild kind showers and thunderstorms without the summer rock is the moist southeast winds will flow up the mountain terrain and will produce clouds of spotted precipitation from extreme west to southern Utah, which it did. And sunny warm weather lingered from Texas to the Carolinas. The southeast will be cooler tomorrow. So, forecast goes like this. For New York City tonight, colder and breezy, low will be about 35 to 41 degrees. For tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds, high about 48 to 52 degrees. Extended forecast, sunny and seasonal cool weather will continue. Thursday and variable clouds and sun will prevail Friday. Sun rise tomorrow morning about 7:04 a.m. Moon rises tomorrow morning at 8:52 a.m. New moon October 10th. First full moon October 18th and full moon October 25th and 12:35 a.m. and last full moon November 1st. Saturn sets at 10 p.m. tonight. Jupiter rises 8:31 p.m. today. Sets tomorrow 11:03 a.m. Mars rises today 5:31 p.m. Sets tomorrow 5:36 a.m. Venus sets about 4:49 p.m. Bolton winds from the southwest shifting into the west about 15-25 knots. Visibility 2 to 5 miles. Wave heights 2 to 3 feet in the sound and 3 to 5 feet in the ocean. And foliage forecasts connected eastern sections approaching peak color. Massachusetts peak color reported for most of the Berkshires and Pioneer Valley, New Hampshire. White mountains are peaking in and gorgeous New York, Northern Catskills, Mohawk Valley, Finger Lakes, and Chautauqua regions are the best. Pennsylvania, November 1/3 of the state is close to full color. Vermont, November environment is still fantastic with brilliant colors and the main extreme northwest and northeast are 100%. And that's it for the Fox News at 7 on this October 11th, 1988. John Brilland and the gang will be back for the 10 o'clock news on Fox 5. And Maury will be back in a few minutes with a current affair next on Fox 5. Have a good evening.
Yeah, good job.